Hey guys, Lego Prime Films here, and this is my Lego The Last Night Optimus Prime. This guy consists of a total of 951 pieces. But I also made him weapons, so that kind of changes. He's got a sword, he's got a shield, he's got that little knife thing, and staff. And this holds a sword on his back. And this is just an extra faceplate to put on the side, in case you don't want the red showing from the last night. And I was gonna do a gun. I designed him a gun, but I forgot to build it on Bricklink. And we're in the Bricklink studio. So I did not get pieces for that because I didn't design it. So it's just gonna sit like this because there's no reason to pay for shipping just to get an extra 50 pieces for this. So just wanted to show you. It looks pretty good. Eventually I'll do it. It's pretty accurate to how it is in the movie as well. So yeah, I'll do that sometime in the future. It took around 2 months to actually fully complete this guy. And that means me ordering the correct pieces and everything. So yeah, he took a little bit. Spinning him around, here's a full 360 view. Here's a view from the top. I'm not going to show a view from the bottom because honestly this guy it's not worth it. He holds together well, but I don't want to risk him breaking picking him up because he was a pain to get in this mode to begin with. He actually took me around 40 minutes from robot to truck. From truck to robot he only takes about 15 though. So it's a huge difference, but in robot mode I don't have to fit everything into every spot perfectly, so it's a little bit easier. But he does roll. That's a problem. His wheels kind of sag the way transformation goes, but you know, that's always a good thing to have him roll because he is a vehicle. So that's a plus. Here he is by a Lego minifigure. And I think this is the closest to size accurate I have had any of my Lego Transformers. I just feel like it's still a little too small. Optimus should be bigger, but I just feel like this is very close. It's closer than my other primes are. Here he is by the Leader Class Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. My guy, I personally think looks better. This thing's not very accurate anyway. It's a cool toy though. I did my best to clean this guy up. It just, I mean, in order for him to look accurate in his robot mode and his vehicle mode, I had to make some sacrifices in both modes. But I'm still pretty happy with how he turned out. Here he is by my Lego Dark of the Moon / Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime in his truck mode. This guy is not as cleaned up, mainly because I did a speed transformation just to get him into his mode. His vehicle mode. It was actually a lot easier than I thought, or a lot easier than I remember. So these guys actually look pretty cool together. The camera's kind of doing my Night Prime a little dirty because he is cleaner like than he looks on camera for some reason, but I feel like his proportions are just better. I don't know. I like them both. They look pretty good. Here he is by my Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, and again, I quickly transformed this guy for the video. These guys don't look as cool together, but it's still pretty cool. And I now have 3 Optimus Primes on my shelf, which is a lot. Here's all 3 of my Optimus Primes together. Yeah, let me know in the comments which Optimus Prime is your favorite out of these three. They all look really cool, and they look even cooler together. There's a minifigure. Makes him even cooler after that. Yeah, this guy's actually really fun to build. I was surprised. I was expecting him to not be very fun to build. After a while, I thought he'd be really hard or a big challenge, which he was. His legs were actually a much bigger challenge. I got his upper body done fairly quickly, which is surprising. Just the way it transforms. I don't know. I'm happy with it. It looks pretty good. I'm not sure what transformer I'll do next. I have a few requests, and I have a few that I want to just try out, and if it works out, it works out. If not, then I'll try something else. But I will say Prime definitely needs a Bumblebee to go with him eventually, but he also needs a Megatron. I don't know if it's going to be any of those. I mean, for all I know, it could be an Ironhide or a Bone Crusher, or just whichever one I feel like. Eventually I'll get to Bumblebee or Megatron, but it's kind of just, it's got to happen. If I try too hard, then it won't turn out great, because I actually almost finished a Megatron a little bit ago, around a year ago, Dark of the Moon Megatron, and I was so close, but I didn't have time to order the pieces, so I took them apart, and I have not done anything since. So yeah, if you want to see pictures of him, it's on my Instagram, which I will leave down in the description. Now it's time for the transformation. Just bear with me on this. This guy's really complex. He's slightly fragile in a few places. Well, not slightly, very fragile, so I have to be careful. But in the end, especially in his robot mode, he does hold together pretty well. I mean, I dropped him on my desk the other day, and not a single piece fell off, which is surprising because this is Lego. I'm not sure how that happened. Not even sure how I dropped him, but it happened. So yeah. Also, I'll get instructions up on this guy in the next few months, hopefully a few weeks. I tried to put him on Bricklink and it got copyrighted, probably because, I don't know, but it didn't work out. So I'll put him on Rebrickable eventually. It was just the name, probably because I called him the Last Night Prime. That's a movie and a character. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. First thing you want to do is get this piece and bring it down. Get this piece and bring it up. Do the same thing for the other side. Next, you want to untab these sections here, just like that. And these pieces will just hinge out. This is one of these circular pieces. This will just rotate in. Get out of the way. I forgot to put it in the Bricklink design. I just forgot. So you'll need one of those. So whether you have to just add it or if you have one at home, because that will tab the front sections together and that holds the whole truck together. Don't forget that. Now, bring these pieces out. Just like that. And I'll go ahead and do the legs first. I might transform parts of this guy in sections just because it's easier. Come around here. And this piece will untab just like that. This piece will rotate out. Just get that out of the way. And same here, this piece will rotate in. Same for this side, this piece will rotate and it will come in just like that. I detached his legs, so I'm gonna show you how to transform this part. It's easier to see that way for those of you who do use instructions. So first thing you wanna do, obviously keep this piece out of the way, rotate this up. This piece will come all the way around. I originally had a gold piece there on the render in the studio, which I still had for a while, but it turns out it actually gets in the way. I didn't have it in the original design of just the random colors, but I thought I might as well add it, but it turns out it actually gets in the way, so I just removed that. So you'll rotate these wheels in, and they should just sit in place. This piece now will come back in, just like that. And now this section will rotate down. This piece here will rotate around, but not quite yet. This section rotates around there. That should do it. Rotate this piece, this out of the way. This piece rotates down. This clip here will rotate there. This piece here will rotate. There's a lot of rotating. And you kind of just have to adjust this to the way that it goes. It's kind of a pain. Once you get it, everything fits okay. Yeah, as I said, it's a little fragile, but everything holds together well in the end. Around there. And then this piece will tab in to the wheel cover right there. Just like that. Just like that. Alright, now that it's all situated, get this piece, just bring it back in. I mean, this piece can fold in or it can hang out. Just fold it in like that. Sit better. This piece, yeah, but I already did it. You'll rotate it in. Just like that. This foot here, rotate slightly. And kind of can't really do anything else with that yet. This piece comes here, rotate it around here, just like that. And then next thing I do is rotate this section up if it wants to cooperate. There we go. Just like that. Bring this piece around. This section will rotate here. And I should show you. It will rotate around just like that. Next thing I'll do, try to situate this piece up, around. There we go, and bring it in just like that. And it doesn't tap in anywhere, but it sits perfect. This piece will come in, kind of just sit there. Obviously this piece will rotate. This will come up, this acts as the wires on his thighs. Just like that, and this piece here, his foot will most likely already be situated like that, but you'll rotate it a little bit. And that's basically his leg. You'll do the same for the other side. Alright, that was the easy part. Now that his legs are done, it's time for the upper body. You get these sections, bring them down. These pieces will just come down. Please get this out of the way. Right. This piece here will rotate out, and it will rotate up. And that will give clearance to get his arm out of here. And same for this other side. So this piece will rotate out, and it will rotate up and get his arm out of here. Alright. Bring these pieces up just a little bit. Next thing you want to do, come here, untab this section, and rotate it 180. And then you will tab it into this section back here. Just like that. Now, adjust the camera. Alright, bear with me, guys. These sections here will untab. So, untab that section there, and this other section will also untab from the same spot. Next thing you want to do, just get this out of the way. This piece will come around. These pieces here, bring them in, and that'll give them clearance to rotate around here. About like that. Same here. Rotate about like that. And this piece here, rotate down. Bring it in. Like that. Here. And like that. Now for his front cloak section. This part here, come around. Kind of adjust it, and that will tab in down there. Now for this part, you have to actually slide it on this bar. It will slide out, and that will give it clearance to rotate, and then you will push it back in. And do the same for the other side. All right, now that that part's done, come around here. These sections will hinge out and collapse that windshield. Right out, collapse that windshield. And now this piece here will rotate around, and this section will come out. This piece will rotate. I'll show you. This piece will rotate here. That'll come in just like that, and it'll rotate around. This will end up being his chest pieces or whatever. Do the same for the other side. Okay, now these sections will just collapse and just like that. Now these pieces, rotate them up, get them out of the way. Coming around here, these sections here will rotate out and rotate out. And this section will, no, this whole section will come up and fill in all that space just like that. Pieces will just go under there, and this section here, rotate out, rotate it in, bring this piece up, rotate it out, rotate it, bring it up, and you can see his upper body is starting to come together. Get these smokestacks, bring them down and out, and rotate them like that. Get him out as far as possible. His head will come up. These sections will come up. And real quick, this piece here will slide out all the way. And this piece will rotate. No. I'll bring it down a little bit. Then rotate it. Just like that. Same for the other side. So here, add a little bit, rotate it. Just like that, and these pieces will rotate out on that stud under it. If that makes sense. These studs under here will rotate a little bit. Okay. Now, this piece will just come up. This piece here, you will get this bar and bring it down. That will give it clearance to rotate in, not this gray piece that stays. Rotate it in. And then, yeah, you compress again, just like that. And the same for this side. That'll show it better. So slide that piece down, rotate this, not that, just this, and compress it, just like that. And now everything here will have clearance to come up along with his head. These pieces need to come up all the way. This ball joint now will come down, and everything, if it's out of the way, should give it just enough clearance to rotate 180. Just like that. Barely fits, but it does. Bring his head up, bring the section up here, and it will tab into these two studs. So you have to bring it back. Just head out of the way. And all of this will tab in, just like that. His head's already in place. Next thing you want to do, get this piece, bring that out, rotate this on that ball joint, around just like that. Piece will come down, bring this piece out, bring it up, and it will tab into this blue stud back here. Just like that. Bring this down, rotate this piece forward, bring this down, bring his hand out, rotate it, and do the same for the other side. Okay, you can see it's all kind of coming together. Rotate this, down, down, hand out. Rotate it. Yep. This section here, come around, it'll come forward just slightly. Bring this piece down. This piece is kind of stiff on mine, but it'll come down like that. Create his shoulder pads. Same for this side. Put it down slightly, slightly, slightly. Bring it down. This piece here will come down just like that. This piece will come down. Adjust his chest plates here. Now come to the back. These sections out of the way. These pieces will just collapse in there. Rotate this around, bring it up, and it will go rotate like that, down, and it will sit flush against here. So same for this side. So around, sit flush, and bring it out. This piece will come down. This piece come down as well. I rotate a little too much. And you'll just bring this up as much as you can, fill in as much space as you can. Yeah, that's basically it. Alright, here is the Last Night Prime all in his robot mode, all transformed. I had to turn the light down a little bit because the glare was really bad and you couldn't even tell his colors apart. But yeah, this guy turned out pretty good, I will say that. This is probably my favorite build now, honestly. He's a pain to transform from both modes, but he's really cool. I don't know, I feel like he was a much needed character on my shelf, even though I have two other Optimus Primes. But now I have all of the live action ones complete because my 1 through 3 Bayverse Prime has his Dark of the Moon chest piece and Revenge of the Fallen, so I can swap that out whenever I want. So yeah, this guy turned out pretty cool. And as I said, he has this piece here, which you can put on that red side that comes in the studio file in case you want Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, because it's basically the same. Maybe these pieces, these blue slopes, you could change to red. It'd be a little more accurate to his Age of Extinction look. But this is the Night Prime after he picked up the sword and the ship. which is known as the Sword of Judgment, which is kind of what turned him into like a knight. He already had the knight look, but like his arms changed, if anyone else noticed. So yeah, this guy looks pretty good. I guess get to 360 and some size comparisons. As I said, this guy holds up pretty well. He's got a decent amount of places that tab in. His back's fairly clean too. Like, he doesn't have too big of a backpack, which is good because this guy doesn't really have a big backpack in the movies. I got this as accurate as I could. It's not perfect, but it still looks pretty good. I'm happy with how I hit his oil tanks in there. He actually has his blue designs on the back of his legs. There's flames. This guy's very posable too. I'm not going to do much posing here because this video is already long enough. But if you want to see full photos of him or more photos of him, go ahead and check out my Instagram, which, as I said, I'll leave in the description. So here he is by a Lego minifigure. This guy is very close to being accurately sized. I think, as I said, his truck mode is a little bigger, and if his robot mode was a little bigger, it would be perfect. I mean, it would be spot on. Yeah, these guys look cool together. Like, really cool. Here he is by Unique Toys Optimus Prime. And yeah, this is no joke. He is almost the same height. He's a good like 2 inches shorter, but he's pretty close. I was gonna do this guy actually. I thought about doing him in navy, but it turns out there's not as many pieces available in navy than there is in the regular light blue. So that was kind of something that I had to not do. I don't know, it would look cool. I can always do a render of it and post some pictures on my Instagram then. But for now, this is the color that he's in, obviously. He still looks pretty cool. This is the best Optimus Prime figure by a very cool Lego Optimus Prime. Yeah, he was unable to have these sections, these elbow plates or covers back there, the way he transformed. It's not a huge deal, but it's something I would have liked to fix if I go back to it. I could have done something here and had it, you know, fold up, rotate up, something, I don't know. But I'm still pretty happy with this guy looks. I'll size him with my other primes real quick and then we'll get into weapons. Here he is by my Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. And these guys are not sized accurate at all. They might be actually, because I remember the Nightverse primes are supposed to be smaller than the Bayverse primes. I'm not really sure. Either way, these guys look pretty cool together, even though they're not the correct height at all. Here is by my Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. And this piece fell off one of these 3 Optimus Primes, but I don't know which one, so I don't know where it goes. So I guess it's just gonna stay off. I don't know how that happened, but I noticed that a minute ago while I was transforming him. From the side, this guy is almost, I mean, I'm real happy with how his legs turned out, his whole front, upper body, the top, even the view from the side. He has a very clean back, but man, his backpack is not very good. I don't know what's been going on, but I have not been able to create a successful backpack for my 1 through 3 Bayverse Prime. This guy, I mean, this is the newer one, but my other guys, even they had like 6 different changes in the backpacks, and it's kind of frustrating. So I know I said I wasn't going to update this guy anymore, but in the future, honestly, depending, you know, on how everything turns out, I might update him or just give him a new backpack. I don't know. I'll see, because I feel like I could build a new one better. But also, I did tell you guys I wasn't going to do more. Yep, these guys look pretty cool together. Obviously, this guy has different weapons. This guy does have the Dark Moon Prime does have his gun and his orange sword, I guess, Energon sword or whatever. But yeah, these guys look even better together than the Rise of the Beast Prime did. I don't know what it is, but these guys look really cool. This guy's only halfway transformed too. I didn't even fix the wheels. Wheels are supposed to be tilted up a little bit like they are in the movie. I just had to transform these guys quickly. Yeah, anyway, these guys look pretty cool. Size accurate, I think they're actually pretty close too. I mean, these guys are almost the exact same size. Just his head. It's not much of a difference at all. I mean, this guy is clearly taller than Night Prime, but it is not actually as big a difference as you would think. But yeah, these guys look pretty cool together. I guess I'll go ahead and show you his weapons real quick. First weapon, just to get this out of the way, little sword thing. Doesn't even look that good on his hands. I just feel like I needed to add it. I feel like it's too short. Yeah. And here's his sword. So this has a little bit of changes he's got to do. It's good for this hand. It can go in his other hand too, but I think it looks weird having it in his left hand. But whatever. So this piece will just rotate like this, and you'll rotate this section as well. And this piece will tab into his hand. It doesn't tab in all the way, but it tabs in enough to where he can hold it. So the stud right under this piece here, like halfway tab in, and then fingers, hand, and yeah. So he looks pretty good with this sword as well. It's kind of heavy. More his elbow joints are pretty weak, so it weighs down his arm quite a bit. But you can still get some good poses with it. I got some good ones on my Instagram. And for this side, this piece, this section will tab right in there. Right there. And it is not very sturdy. Like, you have to be careful or it will fall off. So yeah, I probably should have made these better. I only made the shield halfway when I was designing him, so I didn't even think that it would be too heavy, like for that one stud. But no, this looks cool. He looks pretty good with these weapons, like really good. For another thing, this piece here, if you're wondering what it's for, come around here. You do have to move the smokestacks a little bit, but this piece will go in there. This will tab there, and I'll show you real quick. Gotta move these smokestacks up and out of the way. And this piece will go right back there. Just like that. And that's where a sword goes. So you do have to take one of these pieces off. Just like that. Adjust everything. And then it will tab in here. That's a little high. There we go. I just moved it down, those 3 studs. And his final thing, here's his staff, or Contessa's staff. I made the handle too short. It would have looked much better if the handle was like out to here. It would have been more accurate. I probably should have done that. I honestly didn't even think about it. This is the only size piece that had like the stud like that, from what I found. So yeah, that's on me. But that can just go in his hands like that. yeah, it looks pretty good as well. So yeah, not really much else to say. He would have looked real cool with his gun, but I forgot. Here's again by Cade with glasses. Here he is by Little Galvatron. I can't remember which figure this is, honestly. It's not the Voyager, it's the smaller one. It's like the premium class or something like that. Yeah, that's basically it. There's not really much else to talk about. I mean, yeah, this guy looks pretty good. Who knows when I'll have another Transformer out. It might be another 6 months, which is about what it's been taking me to fully complete one anyway. But yeah, this guy is probably my favorite Transformer now. He's very accurate. I mean, here's the view from the top, so that's not bad at all. And view from the back. So yeah, that's basically it for this video, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. And if you have any requests or just any ideas, then let me know down in the comments, because I'm having trouble figuring out which Lego Transformer to build next. So, thanks for watching. That's it.